Good evening, folks. Welcome to another episode of Beer Rating with Sean Connors. The beer I have today is another local beer, Landwash Brewery out in the city of Mount Pearl, which is just next to the city of St. John's here in Newfoundland. Now, this one is a lagered ale. Now, if you know a little bit about beers, they're pretty well all broken down into lagers and ales. So this one is a lagered ale, which some experts will say is kind of like a hybrid between ales and lagers. The term lager basically means to store at a cool temperature, and this is somewhere in between. And it actually says inspired by the German Klosch, and I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but that's a type of German ale, and Germans are normally known for their lagers. My understanding is that the Klosch was basically made to compete with the lagers that were becoming familiar at the time, type of thing. So this one says, inspired by the German Klosch, Smiling Land, which is the name of this beer, is our lagered ale. Much like a cream ale, this beer was fermented warm using yeast from our friends at Escarpment Labs, lightly hopped with Czech sauce and German sapphire for notes of spice and citrus, and then lagered for a clean, crisp finish. So they lagered, basically, they finished the maturation at a cool temperature. Years ago, back in the day, they'd lager them in caves or whatever, someplace cool. Now it's normally, just chill vats or whatever the case might be. And alcohol content for this one, 4.5% alcohol. It just says style of beer, ale. So a lagered ale. And honestly, I don't think I've had one yet. And the German Klosch, I'm not sure if I had one or not. If I did, probably years ago, back in the day before I started doing these reviews, where I didn't know as much about beer, so I might have had one back in the day, but not that I remember. 20 years in the Navy, so there's probably a chance I might have had one back in those days, which probably is a bit of a blur. Alright, so nice golden straw color, nice little bit of head there. Not getting a lot of aroma. And normally with lagers, people describe lagers as say clean, crisp, and refreshing, where ales are more complex, and it's basically more complex flavors, more complex aroma. I'm not getting a lot of aroma from here, and like I said, it is considered almost like a hybrid. But the big question, of course, is how does it taste? Nothing really jumps out at me to start. Not a lot of flavor, and what I mean by that, like from an ale, from what I expect from an ale. To me, if I didn't know what I was drinking, I would assume I was drinking a lager. Kind of clean, crisp, and refreshing. Not a bad thing at all. And truth be known, I like all beers, lagers, and ales. But if I had to choose, I think I'd go for a lager over an ale. This is actually a nice beer. For me, years ago, Sleeman's Cream Ale. I don't know if you had it. I really used to enjoy that. Haven't had it for years, and recently I had I think it was Yellow Billy YYT Cream Ale. And it wasn't a bad beer, but it really wasn't what I remember from a cream ale. To me, it tasted more hoppy, but this one is actually quite nice. See, this one I could easily see, going to a party, picking up a six-pack, and finishing them easily. Nice, clean, crisp, and refreshing, which normally describes as a lager. Wow, pretty easy drink. I'm quite impressed. I have to give it a rating. My ratings are out of 5, with a 1 being a drain port, don't like it, can't finish it. A 2 being, yeah, I'm not a big fan, but I'll finish it. A 3 being a good beer. A 4 would be a very good beer, and a 5 would be the best beer I've ever had. And this one, I'm leaning towards a 4 offhand. And it's kind of funny because my niece Emily, she likes trying different beers, and I'm pretty sure she gave me this one. And what she does often is, she's trying a new beer, she'll buy 2 of them, and if she has one that she's not overly enjoying it, she'll give me the other one. So I'm pretty sure she gave me this one, and I'm quite surprised because this is quite enjoyable, and I would have thought she would enjoy this one. So Emily, if you're watching, leave a note and let me know if I am correct that you did give me this one, and if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you didn't like it, why? Because I find it quite enjoyable. Yeah, really like that one. For a rating, I think it's pretty easily a 4.0. For my book, that's a very good beer. That's a strong 4.0. It almost, now I gotta be thinking, is it a 4.5? It's actually probably one of the better beers I've had. I think I'm going to stick with the 4.5. I am enjoying it, quite easy to drink. For me, it's almost like a light beer. But almost like a little tiny bit more flavor maybe, a little bit oomph to get to that 4.5. But as I said, 4.0, very good beer. And I don't give a lot of beers 4.0. Most of the ones that I enjoy, they're normally between 3 and 3.5. So 4.0, let's go rating my book. So there you go, Landwash Brewery. Good job on your Smiling Land. Hopefully you can join me next week. We'll hit the fridge and see what we got. Until next brew, as always, enjoy responsibly. Cheers.